On 90 Day Fiancé The Other Way, we meet Sean and Joanne. Sean is 38 years old from Ireland. Sean likes to box, and he says that he doesn't burn in the sun, he doesn't drink alcohol, and he also has a thing for Italian Americans. Well, this specific kind.
I'm not your typical Irish man. I don't drink alcohol. I don't burn in the sun. I get a nice tan. And I like American Italian. That's my type. Everyone has their kinks.
And these specific words turn him on.
Dirty to be okay. Say coffee. What the That's not dirty. Say dog.
Oh, and Sean also has a daughter who lives in Ireland. Then we have Joanne, who's 43 from Long Island, New York, a mom of 2 boys and a divorcee. She also burns breakfast every morning. She can't cook. She's also a natural-born medium, and that's how she met Sean. Sean found her through one of her social medias looking for a reading, and they've been together ever since. Joanne took a flight out to Ireland 9 months later. Joanne is taking her 2 kids to Ireland to meet Sean.
Next week, I'm taking the boys to go meet Sean for the first time, and I really hope that they like him because I want to move to Ireland.
And her oldest son is worried that him and Sean won't get along. Joanne tells him, "I won't ever have you around someone you're not comfortable with," which is easy to say, being that she plans on moving to Ireland and she hasn't even told her kids yet. So of course they're not going to be around Sean and have to be worried about if they get along or not, because they're going to be in the US and he's going to be in Ireland.
If they're not okay with it, I have to come up with a plan B, which I haven't, because I'm fully hoping and praying to all the gods that they will be okay with it.
Joanne is hoping that her kids will accept this and would want to go to Ireland with her, but then says that she would never take her kids away from their father, especially being that they share custody.
I will be spending 1 month in Ireland and 2 weeks in New York.
She's going to Ireland with or without her kids because it turns out her and Sean are married, and they didn't tell anyone that too. They've been married for 2 years.
Everyone knows Sean as my boyfriend, but that's not actually true. Sean and I are actually married, and we have been for 2 years.
She about to drop bomb after bomb after bomb on her family.
What do you think they're gonna do when we tell them?
Oh, it's going to be a show when we tell everyone after 2 years, though, isn't it?
Moving on to James and Tatha. James learns how to make banana chips for the first time. He was doing good until he got a little heavy-handed with the cheese. Tatha's dad was like, we're going to have to sell that one for more. Why they gotta be so stingy with the cheese? But with all that banana chip making, just 4 bags only equivalates to $4, barely. Later on, James, Tatha, and Tatha's parents sit at the table and eat the banana chips they just made. And they really liked the ones James made. And yeah, of course, because it actually had cheese on it, they was probably just putting a sprinkle. So they finally tell Tatha's parents that they're moving to Indonesia and that they're moving inside of their house. They're like, this is so great. This is what we've always wanted. But then when James asked, do you think that selling banana chips will help us with all of our debts? And Tatha's dad said, well, how much do you owe? And they tell them over $15,000. Now, while this is going on, Tatha is translating everything. That's important to point out, but Tatha's dad is like, after we help you pay off this $15,000, then you're forbidden to ever take out another loan again. James is like, hold up now. Sometimes you got to take out a loan. And we're not asking for a handout. We're just telling you how much we owe because you asked. Tatha is trying to translate all of this, but she gets overwhelmed out of nowhere.
I'm trying to translate what you say, thinking, translate it to him.
We had this conversation.
And then you push me to talk to.
There ends up being a bunch of back and forth about it's okay, we'll pay it. Kids are supposed to be their parents' burden. And when you have kids, you'll understand. Burden?
Saying, well, you need to tell them this, you need to tell them this. Like, I am doing it my very best.
James and Tatha gets into a little argument, a little back and forth, because James is feeling like he's the only one talking and she's just translating. He's like, you put your input in too. Why it just gotta be me? She's all like, I'm trying to translate and then hear what you're saying. Then I'm trying to translate and hear what you're saying. It's overwhelming. I can't. So Again, Tatha is overwhelmed and she starts crying uncontrollably, like boo hoo hoo, out of nowhere. James is looking at her like, what's going on? Her parents is looking at her with a blank stare. Then Tata's dad gets up and he's like, kiss your mother's feet and ask for forgiveness. What?
Sekarang kamu mencium kaki mama biar memaafkan. Udah, duduk mama. Mama duduk. Mama duduk.
You just told her it's okay to be a burden. Wrong choice of words in my opinion, but you just told her that. And now you want her to get on her knees, kiss her mother's feet, and beg for forgiveness? What is going on? Is that what they do over there in Indonesia? Moving on to Ingi and Corona. It's bun day over there in Iceland, so Ingi decides to wake Corona up with a few smacks on the butt.
Bolla, 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 bolla. It's bolla though.
Turns out, Bun Day is a really big holiday in Iceland. So big, the kids can spank their parents on the butt. And however many times they spank them on the butt is how many buns they can get. What a tradition. So they both go out to get themselves some buns, and we learn exactly what the bun is, which is a baked water dough bun filled with cream and jam. After they get their buns, they sit down and they talk about Corona passing her nursing exam, which she does pass after she kept talking about whether or not if she passes or not, which means she can now become a midwife and a nurse over there in Iceland. And she's trying to explain to Ingi how big of a deal this is and how she just basically gave up everything to move to Iceland and be with him. But it seems like Ingi either doesn't care or just isn't getting it.
If I were to talk to myself like 5 years ago to today and be like, oh, you're moving to Iceland to be with some freaking white dude, I would punch myself in the face fully.
All right.
The all right would have just triggered me because why are you not talking to me? In every situation, he seems like he's barely there.
Inky's response says that he doesn't understand the magnitude of what it means that I even got accepted into this school at Penn, let alone gave it up for him. And granted, I should have been more upfront and told him what a big deal that is to me, but also, I wish I didn't have to spell everything out for him and that some things he would just pick up on his own.
Good luck with that, because he seems a little off. Or maybe he just doesn't like you. Then Corona says, we need to set some rules and follow them, because this whole time, I've been soft partnering you, and you low-key getting on my nerves in so many words.
And sometimes where, like, legitimately I wanted to pop the off on you, praying mantis bite your head off.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do not, because I consider myself soft partnering.
Yeah.
In which I'm trying to be a softer version of myself for your benefit and mine.
All right. If you pop off, I'm just gonna try to make you laugh.
That's a mistake.
She tells him, I'm still going to be soft partnering you, but I can only hold it in so much. She's not about to be able to hold it in too much longer. She got about 2.5 minutes, and it looks like she's about to pop off.
You've been warned. Yeah. That's all I can say.
Last but not least, Statler and Dempsey. Statler seems like she's somewhat in a better mood, but barely. And today is the day that they get their caravan. Dempsey is still so excited because this is her dream that she wouldn't be able to live out without Statler. And even though Statler is still having some anxiety about this whole thing, she's trying to make herself get into a better mood. And once she sees the inside of the van, her mood does change a little bit. Barely.
We could get a projector there that drops down.
And watch a
Or
movie.
we could just watch a mountain or a
ocean
or a lake.
or a lake.
The inside of the van does look nice, and it looks way better than Statler expected. She says after seeing the van, some of her anxiety has gone away, and now she sees that the van is actually livable, but I don't think she's going to be feeling that way for too much longer. She's going to get triggered.
Once I finally saw it, it was like, okay, now we have a place to stay. It looks livable. Things are good.
Dempsey is just sitting over there in bliss. She is in heaven, okay? They start moving their things into the van. They seem happy, especially Dempsey. But we're going to see just how long that lasts, because I don't think it's going to last for too much longer. And it's going to be because of something Statler cannot and will not put up with. And that's pretty much it. Let me know your thoughts on all these couples down in the comments so we can talk about it. And if you haven't already and want to see more videos like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.